I've reviewed hundreds of design portfolios over my 8-year career as a product designer. And the difference between a portfolio that looks beginner and one that looks professional and polished usually comes down to three things. Most designers get this wrong. They completely overlook it. But if you get these right, your portfolio instantly stands out and looks professional. The first secret to make your portfolio look pro is to use premium fonts, because this one change alone can be the key differentiator between your portfolio and the next. Now, there's nothing wrong with free fonts. Both Google Fonts and FontShare have a good selection of free fonts. But here's the thing. If those fonts are free, then every other designer has access to those. So if you want your portfolio to stand out, you can't use the same free fonts that every other designer is using. Let me show you some examples of great portfolios using premium fonts. All right, here's the first one from Joe. I'm going to be using the What Font Chrome extension to inspect the fonts on the page. It looks like he's using Right Didone and Right Grotesque, which are both fonts that come from Pangram. It looks like Right Didone starts at $40, and this is a really nice looking typeface. And then we have Right Grotesque, which also starts at $40, which is pretty good. Let's go to the next one from Florence, which is really nice. If we inspect the font here, we can see that she's using a custom font called GT America. And this font comes from Grilly Type. And I really like this custom sans serif typeface. Let's look at the next portfolio from Tyler. This font obviously looks custom. Let's see which one he's using. It looks like NB Architect. So as you can see, if you want your portfolio to stand out and look pro in this competitive job market, you have to use something that's a little more unique and invest in a premium font. If you're looking for somewhere to start, let me show you a few foundries with typefaces that I really like. The first foundry we're going to look at is Commercial Type. They have a really good collection of fonts. I've actually purchased a few typefaces from this foundry, Algebra Display being one of them. Something that I really like about this foundry is that you can pin fonts. So if you click this little pin icon next to a font that you like, let me just add a few more pins here just to show you what I mean. You can click these pins and then you can click Test Pinned at the top, and it brings you to this view where you can see all of those fonts together. And this is really nice because it allows you to see how different fonts might pair together. Or if you're considering multiple fonts from this foundry, you can compare them side by side and see which one might work better for your project. So you can come in and you can change the text here to be whatever you'd like, and then you can decide if you'd like to add it to your cart or not. If you're still undecided, another thing that this foundry does is that you can download a trial of the font. So you can click trial here and you can select the fonts that you'd like to download, type in your email, and they'll send you a link. And this is really nice because you can sort of play around with the fonts in context of your design to see if they'll still work before you move forward with making a purchase. Another foundry that has great fonts is familytype.co. They have this fun scroll interaction on their site. I've purchased one font from this foundry so far, and I'm currently playing around with Universal Sans on a personal project. The thing I like about this font in particular is that you can customize so many aspects of this typeface to create something that's truly unique. Another foundry that I really like is Oh No Typeco. They have a lot of really fun, quirky display typefaces. And one thing in particular that I really like about this foundry is that you can click on a font, and then when you're brought to the font details page, you can click in use and see a preview of how that font is used in the real world. As I've shown, good premium fonts can make your portfolio feel more professional and more unique. But this next secret will make your portfolio feel 10 times more engaging. And that's to use video to showcase your work. Don't get me wrong, using static images to show your work is perfectly fine, especially if you design it the right way. But if you want to look pro, then you have to use videos to showcase your work. It takes a little bit more time and effort to create, but it's definitely worth it because it adds another level of polish flash to your portfolio and it instantly draws people in. Let's take a look at some examples. All right, let's check out this portfolio from Thomas. As you can see, there's nothing particularly interesting about this layout, but the videos here just draw you in. If these were static photos, it wouldn't be as engaging. One other thing I wanted to call out is that videos are especially effective in product design portfolios because they let you show user flows and key interactions, just like what Thomas is doing here. Now, if we go back to Joe's portfolio, we can see that he's leading with the video show reel, which is a great way to show a variety of work. It immediately screams that he's a pro. And as you scroll, the video scales up, which is a really nice touch. I also really like how he added videos to the hover state for each project because it gives you a quick overview of the project highlights without having to click into it. As you saw from those examples, videos took their portfolios up a notch. And the best part, making those types of videos aren't hard to do anymore. You can use sites like Jitter. They have plenty of templates to start with. Okay, now you understand how using video is a great way to make a strong first impression for people visiting your site. But if your portfolio still feels off, it's probably due to bad spacing and alignment. This is probably the most important thing from this video because not only does poor spacing and inconsistent alignment completely ruin your design, but it's also a silent red flag for hiring managers. One of the easiest ways to fix this is to use an implicit grid. It's like the inner formula behind your design. You don't see it, but it's like the glue that holds everything together. I typically use 4 pixels as the default spacing value between all elements on the page because it creates consistency and it gives your designs a satisfying sense of order. Here's what I mean. You'll use pixel sizes like 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, 32, all the way up to whatever number you feel is needed for your design. I've been using this system for a long time and it's been extremely helpful. And here's what it looks like in practice. So this is a section from one of my framer templates. And as you can see, the gap between all these elements have multiples of 4. And these numbers aren't arbitrary. Each element is spaced accordingly based on its relationship to other surrounding elements. Let's take a closer look at the relevant experience section. So at the top, we have the section title, relevant experience. It has a large 120 pixel gap below it. That large spacing visually separates the section header from the individual job entries beneath it to create some sort of hierarchy. And then each job entry, like Crosby, Norman & Co., Gardana, and Freelance, is grouped together. And within each group, the spacing between the company name, the job title, and the description are either 8 pixels or 24 pixels to keep related items closer together. And then between each group, the spacing increases to 40 pixels. That larger gap visually signals the end of one job entry item and the start of another so that your eye can easily scan down this list. All the numbers here, 120, 24, 8, 40, 40, 24, come from the same base spacing system. And because everything relates back to that 4 pixel grid we talked about earlier, you'll notice that when I zoom out and look at the design here, it feels consistent, clean, and easy to navigate even before you consciously notice it. So that's it. Use premium fonts, use videos to showcase your work, and use consistent spacing and alignment. Those 3 changes are the secret sauce to make your portfolio stand out and feel 10 times more professional. And if you made it to this point in the video, I wanted to also remind you about my framer template, Lo-Fi. It's designed to help product UI UX designers just like you save time and build a portfolio that stands out and cuts through the noise. All right, if you like this video where I'm sharing secrets on how to make your portfolio look pro, then you'll probably like this video where I talk about how to design your portfolio's hero section in a way that recruiters can't ignore. Check it out.